The Dendera Light. Part 4. The People Who Found the Machine First. The beam of light from the opening cut across the crypt like a blade. Bright, white, artificial. Not the warm flicker of torches, not the yellow glow of oil lamps. This was modern light. Daniel squinted and raised his hand to block it. "Hello?" The voice from below called again. This time, clearer, closer. "Who's up there?" Daniel looked at the man beside him. "You know them?" The man didn't answer right away. Instead, he took a slow breath and stepped toward the cracked slab. The opening had widened slightly now, enough for light to spill out into the chamber, and through the gap, Daniel could see metal. Metal, under a 2,000-year-old temple. Daniel whispered, "That shouldn't exist." The man replied quietly, "And yet it does." Footsteps echoed from below. Then the voice spoke again. "You two should probably step away from that." Daniel crouched down near the opening and peered inside. At first, all he could see was light and shadows moving. Then someone climbed up part way into view. A helmet, a headlamp, modern equipment. Daniel's eyes widened. "I know you." The person paused halfway up. The light shifted slightly, revealing her face. Dr. Lena Hassan. Daniel exhaled in disbelief. "You disappeared." She smiled faintly. "No, I got here first." The man beside Daniel crossed his arms. "I told you they would find another entrance." Lena looked up at him. "Still watching the crypt? Still protecting it?" Daniel looked between them. "Wait, you two know each other?" Lena climbed higher until her upper body was above the slab opening. "Everyone studying this place eventually meets him," she said. Daniel frowned. "Who exactly is he?" The man finally answered, "My name is Arman." Daniel nodded slowly. "Okay, Arman. Mind explaining why there's a high-tech chamber under an ancient temple?" Lena laughed softly. "That's the question we've been trying to answer for 6 weeks. Daniel's head snapped toward her. 6 weeks? "Yes." "You've been down there 6 weeks?" "Not continuously," she said, "but long enough." Daniel leaned closer to the opening again. Now he could see more clearly. There was definitely a chamber below, not carved like an Egyptian tomb. Different architecture, smooth walls, strange patterns etched into the surfaces, and cables, actual cables, running along the floor and walls. Daniel whispered, "That's impossible." Lena climbed fully out of the opening and dusted off her gloves. "You came here because of the Dendera Light, didn't you?" Daniel nodded. "Yes." She gestured toward the carving behind him. "That relief isn't showing a lamp." Daniel sighed. "I heard that already tonight." "It's showing a conduit." Daniel paused. "A what?" Arman answered this time. "A channel." Daniel looked between them again. "For energy?" Lena nodded. "Yes." Daniel pointed down into the chamber. "You're saying that thing down there is producing it?" Lena's expression shifted slightly. "We are not sure yet." Daniel raised an eyebrow. "But you turned it on." She hesitated. "Partially." Daniel laughed nervously. "You partially turned on an ancient machine under a temple?" Lena didn't smile. "It turned on more than we expected." Daniel's stomach tightened. "What does that mean?" Before Lena could answer, a deep hum rolled through the chamber again, much stronger this time. The crypt lights flickered again, even though there were no lights, just the glow from below. Daniel felt the floor vibrate beneath his feet. "That's new," he said. Lena looked back into the opening. "No, that's not supposed to happen yet." Arman's voice became serious. "What did you activate?" She shook her head. "Just the outer structure." Daniel frowned. "Outer structure of what?" She looked at both of them. "A system."
Daniel exhaled slowly. Of course it is. Then something caught his attention, the carvings on the wall behind them. They were glowing again, but this time stronger than before. The oval shapes, the so-called lights, were bright enough to illuminate the chamber. Daniel slowly turned toward them. Okay, that's definitely reacting. Lena followed his gaze. That's not good. Daniel looked at her. Why? She pointed to the relief. Those carvings aren't decorations. Daniel nodded. I'm starting to get that. They're indicators. Armand's eyes narrowed slightly. What kind of indicators?
Lena took a breath. Power levels. Daniel stared at her. You're kidding. I wish I was. Another vibration shook the floor. Dust fell from the ceiling again. This time, louder sounds echoed from below the chamber. Metal shifting, machinery moving. Daniel leaned over the opening again. The chamber below was much brighter now. Panels along the walls were glowing faintly, and in the center of the room, something large was beginning to illuminate. He couldn't see the entire shape yet, but it was massive, circular, almost like a ring. Daniel whispered, "What is that?" Lena looked uneasy. "That's the part we haven't figured out." Armin asked quietly, "You said you only activated the outer system." "Yes. Then what's powering up now?" Lena didn't answer, because at that exact moment, a deep tone echoed from the chamber below. Not mechanical, not random, structured, like a signal. Daniel felt the hair on his arms rise. That sounded like... He stopped. Lena finished the sentence. "A transmission." Silence fell again for a moment. Then Daniel asked the question none of them wanted to say out loud. "Transmission to where?" Before anyone could answer, the carvings on the wall pulsed again, bright, almost blinding now. The oval structures looked exactly like giant light bulbs glowing in the dark crypt. Daniel whispered, "The Dendera Light." Armin looked at the wall carefully, then at the chamber below, and suddenly his expression changed. Concern, real concern. "We need to shut it down." "We can't." "Why not?" "Because we didn't start this sequence." Daniel's heart skipped. "What sequence?" Lena looked back down into the chamber again. Her voice was quieter now. "Something deeper in the structure just activated." Another deep tone echoed upward, stronger this time. Then a second tone followed. Daniel felt a cold wave move through him. "That sounds like a countdown." No one spoke, because they were all thinking the same thing. And then Daniel noticed something else. Symbols beginning to appear on the walls of the chamber below. Not hieroglyphs, not Egyptian, something else, something far older. Armin whispered, "That's not possible." Daniel looked at him. "What is it?" Armin's answer made the situation far worse. "Yes." Daniel waited. "What is it?" Armin spoke slowly. "It's the same pattern found in structures across the world." Daniel frowned. "What structures?" Armin looked at him. "Places we thought were myths." Daniel felt his chest tighten. "You mean like lost civilizations?" Armin shook his head. "No." He pointed to the glowing chamber below. "Something that existed before them." Another tone echoed, louder, and the ring-shaped structure below them began to rotate, slowly. Daniel whispered, "We really should not be here." Lena nodded. "That may be true." Then she said something that changed the entire story again. "But now that it's started, it might be too late to leave." The chamber hummed louder, the carvings pulsed again, and deep beneath the temple of Dendera, the machine was waking up completely.